So I've tried pretty much every method out there when it comes to trying to make money with crypto. I've tried trading Bitcoin, altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, NFTs, even meme coins. I've used crypto bots, copy bots, even sniper bots. But there's only one crypto strategy I've tried that has given me consistent, reliable results over time. And luckily, it's also the easiest and the laziest strategy to implement as well. In fact, discovering this has made my crypto investing so much easier and so much more streamlined and less stressful as well. So I thought in this video, I would share with you exactly what my strategy is and break down for you exactly how it works. Now, before we get into this, you have to understand why this works. And this all started for me about 3 years ago when I posted a video here on my channel talking about a crypto experiment that I was documenting and starting. And basically the way this experiment worked was I bought about 10 different coins and I wanted to hold them for at least a year to see if I was able to make money holding these coins. So I thought I would give you an update 3 years later on how that experiment went, and we can see the lessons I've learned from it. So these are the coins right here. And what I've done is I've created the spreadsheet that goes over how well they perform. So in this column is the price as of the making of the video 3 years ago. Over here is the current price. And in the middle, this is the highest price it had been between when I bought the coin, when I made the video, and now. So for instance, Bitcoin right here, when I made the video, Bitcoin was only $42,000, $42,821, as you see right there. Right now, it's about $83,500, but just a month ago, it was $109,000. So we can see that that was a good investment. That went up. I actually sold a little bit of it near the top, only about 10%, but I am holding the rest of it. A lot of these other coins, though, it's a very different story. So Ethereum, for instance, Ethereum is the number 2 coin. So this was one of my bigger holdings. I would say about my third highest one. This one, as of the making of the video, was $3,200. I had bought a bunch before that as well, but for the sake of the video, it was $3,200. Now it's only $1,800. And at its peak, between those two dates, it only went up to about $4,000. And that's just a huge disappointment because prior to that, the all-time high for Ethereum was well over that. So I really thought that it would return to those all-time highs. Ethereum has consistently done very well every single cycle, but not this one. It is very, very underperformed this cycle. So I didn't sell near the top because I didn't think it was the top. So because of that, I didn't make that much money on Ethereum. I did make a little bit of profit because I did manage to exit for a little bit of a profit, but not that much. And you're going to see that for a lot of these. So Cardano, it never reaches all-time high. Uniswap, Zcash, none of these ever returned back to their all-time high. So I didn't sell them at the highest point between then and now. I waited just a little bit too long and lost money on them. And some of the other ones did very, very poorly. AVAX, Polygon, Dash, all of those ones only went down in price since I bought them. So they never even went up at all. So of course I lost money on them. Sometimes for some of these, a lot of money on them. For instance, Dash, as of the making of the original video, it was $147 per coin. Now it's only $22 per coin. So a lot of losses here. In fact, the only 3 coins I really made money on were XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin. Now, XRP, when I bought it around 76 cents, at its peak, it was $3.84. Now it's $2.15. But for this one, I mean, for about 2.5 years, it did nothing. If we look at XRP here and how it's done over the past couple of years, you see that it did pretty much nothing for a while and then finally shot up. So that required a tremendous amount of patience and discipline on my part. And this is why I held the other ones so long, because I thought that it could do something like this as well, where it just does nothing, or it maybe even goes down and then pops up. But XRP is the only one that did that. The other one I made a good profit on is Solana. Solana was one that I not only bought for this experiment, but also bought a lot more of it as well, even when it was down as low as $80, and it went up quite a bit. I didn't sell near the top. Timing the top is impossible. It's incredibly difficult. You know, if I sold here, I might have thought it was the top, but then it went up from there. We may still go up again. You just never know. So it's very, very stressful. And that's what I was experiencing during this entire cycle, right? Should I sell now? Should I hold? Should I sell? Should I hold? It was a lot of money for me. So it was a very, very difficult few years as I was waiting to sell it, but I did eventually exit for a decent profit. So overall, what were the results here? Well, quite sad, I'll be honest. If we look at everything except for Bitcoin, it was pretty much a wash. Even though I did quite well with Solana and XRP, the other losses were so significant that it was a wash. They pretty much ate up all of the gains that I made. So the only thing I really made money on here was Bitcoin. The rest of it was just kind of like break even. So what happened here? Well, the first thing you need to understand about why I would consider this a failed experiment is that choosing the right coins is incredibly difficult. The vast majority of coins fail. And just because a coin did well in the past does not mean it's going to do well again. Far from it. We saw that with Ethereum, but you can see even more examples of that. So this website right here shows you like a historical snapshot of the top coins at pretty much any point in time. But right here, we're looking at December 2017, which was the height of one of the bull markets. And if you look at some of the coins on this list and the prices, you're going to see that over time, these drop off of the top 10, top 20, top 30, and are worth much, much less. So for instance, this one right here, number 19 on the list, you can see it did really well in 2017 during that bull market. And you might have thought, hey, it did well during that one. It's going to do well during the next one. But as you see right here, it never, ever did well again. We got a small little bump here, but that was it. And you're going to see that for a lot of coins. Like this one did well for 2 cycles and then nothing. This one did well for 2 cycles as well and then nothing. So you're going to see this over and over and over and over again. So picking the right coin is incredibly difficult. And then even if you do get the right coin, like I got with Solana, timing when exactly to buy it and when exactly to sell it is so difficult to do. You're always going to leave some money on the table because you're either going to sell too early or too late. And if you hold too long, you're going to sell very, very late. And the final mistake I think I made was that I actually over-diversified. I should have just stuck with the coins that I really believed in and really understood well. That way, if I was going to sell them, I would actually understand better when was a good time to sell them. So when I realized all this, I went back and said, what would have happened if I had just done that? If I had just invested in Bitcoin and nothing else? So I ran those numbers, and what I saw was that I would actually be up substantially if when I made this video, I just put all my investments into Bitcoin, or at least all my crypto investments into Bitcoin and nothing else. That would have been the better strategy in terms of profit. It also would have helped me sleep a lot better at night and just be a lot less stressed out. I'm not worried if the price of Bitcoin goes up or down significantly because I believe in the long run, it is only going to go up in price. This is the only coin that I feel like I really understand, or at least I understand it the best, and it's the one I believe in the most. So if it drops 50%, I'm okay with that because I know I'm going to continue to hold it because in the future, I think it's going to be worth a lot more. And that's my biggest takeaway from this experiment, that the simplest way to make money in crypto that's probably the lowest risk and the only thing that has actually worked for me is just buy and hold Bitcoin for the long term. Like I said before, I skimmed off about 10% off the top when it was at all-time highs. I think that's okay to do, but the majority of it, I am buying and holding it. And the strategy that I use is something called dollar cost averaging. So I buy my Bitcoin on an exchange like Kraken. Kraken is my favorite exchange of all the ones that I've tried. I think it's just very user-friendly, very easy to get set up. So if you want to start buying crypto yourself, I highly recommend Kraken. I'll leave my affiliate link for it in the description of this video. That does help my channel out a lot if you use that link, and it doesn't cost you anything extra to use it. In fact, if you use it, you will get some sort of sign-up bonus or some deal. I'll have the details about it in the description. But either way, you sign up, they walk you through getting your account set up. you link a bank account. Then what you do, you can buy any crypto you want, including Bitcoin. So this is where I always onboard all my crypto. You don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You don't have to spend $80,000. You can just start with $10, $20, whatever. Make it very easy to purchase. And I don't keep my crypto on here. I then send it to an external wallet. But I think it's the easiest way to onboard crypto using US dollar or whatever currency that you're using. And like I said, I'm using a strategy called dollar cost averaging. That means I'm putting money into Bitcoin every single month. I'm not trying so much to time the market, not waiting for the price to be low to buy and then selling it all at the top and then trying to buy low again. I'm just putting money in every single month because like I said before, I think over the long term, it is only going to go up in value. So if we look at it, for instance, let's look at the price of Bitcoin over time. Let's say you were trying to time the market back here. You're like, oh, let me wait for a big dip to buy and then let me sell up here and then buy a dip here. Look at this chart. Does that matter? Does that strategy matter? Yeah, it might make a little bit of difference, but also the risk that you mess up is quite high. What if you're waiting here to buy in and you just keep waiting, and the opportunity never comes because the price is just going up? It doesn't matter what price you bought it in over here, you're way up right now as long as you continue to hold it. And I believe, personally, my belief is that this is going to be what it's like in the future as well. We're going to look back right now, just like I'm looking back right now and saying, man, I wish I bought more Bitcoin at $42,000. I think I'm going to look back and say, man, I wish I bought more Bitcoin at $85,000. And whether it's 85 or 90 or 75, it's not going to make a huge difference, I don't think, in the long run. So that's how I'm going to handle 90% of my crypto investments, just putting it into Bitcoin, dollar cost averaging every single month. Then I'm thinking about saving 5% of my crypto investments to potentially buy some altcoins that I think in the short term could outperform Bitcoin. Then I would sell them and rotate that profit into Bitcoin. But honestly, after looking at the results of this experiment, I'm hesitant to even do that, but I will at least consider it for the future. And then the last 5% I'm going to use to actively day trade crypto, which is something I hope to talk about in a future video because I have been experimenting a lot with that. Now, the last piece of this that I didn't cover in this video were my crypto bots. So this was part of the experiment as well. I was running these crypto bots. I have a lot of thoughts on these, so if I do talk about them, I want to make an entirely separate video about it. So if you're interested in hearing an update on how my crypto bots went, leave a comment down below and let me know. Otherwise, if you want to start buying crypto or Bitcoin yourself, consider using my affiliate link for Kraken in the description down below. Then subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.